This
gonna start,
conference will now
resume
be
our
recorded.
discussion.
Okay.
Okay, and I think let's try to remember what we did does into the your last meeting.
Okay.
Last meeting, like command to create Angular project. We saw what are the files available mostly for configuration in any Angular project, and what file does what is the significance of this, except the source folder, inside folder, and all those things. Kind of Angular configuration. This is something we have done in the last time. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else you did?
Uh, that's all. You explained all the folder structure.
Uh, right. So can you share your screen and explain me once, just to revisit
Sure.
everything for quickly.
Yeah. This is the folder. We installed Atom. You gave a brief introduction and you went through this Git, which is related to Git, and node modules. It's all related to npm. If you That's what you said. If you update anything, it will be updated in the node modules, and we don't need to do anything here.
Mm-hmm.
And src, uh, and we'll be working on these modules basically.
Mm-hmm.
Environment is something related to the environment, whether it's production or whatever. We'll be working on this later.
Mm-hmm.
And here, then after this, and editor config, this is mainly for editing purpose. What did you say here? Spacing, styling, and things like that.
Right.
Then git ignore the files which we don't want to check into the git.
Right.
Then ts lint is more for the typescript information, something like maximum length, then error, or more related to the TypeScript information. And then, am I
TypeScript
right?
configuration.
Ah,
No, little,
sorry.
little bit, yeah, little bit different. Like
Okay.
TS means TypeScript. Lint is something which is actually check your coding style and all those things, which is required actually to have a better coding. Okay, just to
Okay.
you have to indent your code, you have to add it space, or you have to you know like we have to show the depth warning, all these things. So a lot of
Okay.
different TypeScript, along with uh, like lint is just basically for browser sorry for JavaScript coding convention. Combining this, that is called TSLint.
Okay.
Okay, so if
Okay.
you go to, I can just one sec. I think yes. So I'm typing you here. Yes. So if you open the chat box.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just open this, yeah. So this is TSLint. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So TSLint is extensively static analysis tool that checks TypeScript coding.
Ah, it's a static analysis tool. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
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 So like you don't have to download it. The library. It's all automatically. It's inside your Angular.
Okay. Static analysis tool for TypeScript. I mean Angular.
Uh, TypeScript. As
Okay.
Angular use TypeScript, that's why you can say it's a kind of Angular. Okay.
Okay.
Different
Okay.
Angular different projects. Okay, TypeScript is a separate project, Angular is a separate project. But like as Angular use this, they can combine, and in Angular any latest or from 2 and above version, TypeScript is an inbuilt property inside Angular.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. No
Then
problem.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
About TS config, something like TypeScript needs some information when it comes to production configuration. So this information is provided by this TS config.
Right.
Okay, and
Not
README, right?
it's not only all. Okay. TS config is not only production configuration and all those things. It's generally, you know, not specific to not only specific to the environment, but specific to different components also. Like you can see the first thing is like compile on save.
Okay,
Okay, compile on save means you can compile the code and save it, so that no need to recompile it once again. Okay.
okay,
What's the difference? What does it exactly it means? Is like, let's say you are working in a development in a project. Okay. When it is in the development mode, what you used to do, you are always changing. You are making changes, CSS or JavaScript or HTML or whatever it is, and trying to achieve what actually your desired goal is. Okay. At that time, what you are
okay,
doing, we are actually frequently changing. So if you're making any changes, like I'll show you today, it will recompile the code. Okay.
okay.
To run these things, I think you're familiar with Java. Last time you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happens? If you let's say if you are changing a code, what you used to do? You used to recompile the Java code.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same way. Like if you're making any changes while in the development mode, what are you going to do? You always just make the compilation. Correct.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So what is happening? As you are recompiling every time, once it goes to production, then you are not you no need to do the compilation every time. So that is
Okay.
something, let's say, for your environment specific. And where actually this compilation should happen, what are the places, the source directory. Once we do the Angular build later, not probably not even this week. Once you finish a small like this project itself, once you do that, then we can just you know see how we can compile the code, and how we can create a source directory, sorry, destination directory, and save the data. So all those kind of configuration information should be there in this tsconfig.json file.
Okay.
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 Okay. Generally, I'm like to be honest, like in 99.9% cases, you will hardly change anything here. Okay. These are the default
Okay.
settings. Whenever I can show you one or two, we only will gonna do it for our own purpose, to see what is the effect on all those things. Okay. But any project you're gonna you just need to know, okay, this is the file responsible for this. Okay. All those extra attributes and all those things, hardly you're gonna change it
Okay.
in a real world scenario. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, so readme md, I know uh is for the documentation purpose and all these things. What is package json and package log.json?
Package JSON has the information about what we are using, version of Angular forms or whatever animation version number, and
Mm-hmm.
package lock is automatically created when we change package JSON. Maybe if I install npm package JSON automatically updated, which will automatically in turn update this log file, if I'm not wrong.
Right. No, you're not wrong, you're absolutely right. So just a couple of things, basic question, as you also plan for the interview also. Is package.json is a part of Angular?
No.
Then it is for? part of?
It is. I think it's a part of npm because whenever an update in npm, I see this file getting updated.
Right. So package.json is for any node project. Okay, as
Yeah.
we're not gonna discuss node, but package.json is maintained node all the different node packages. Okay, this
Okay.
all Angular animation compiler code forms HTTP everything is nothing but a node package.
Okay.
Okay, so this like you know uh, as Angular is on top of Node, that's the reason we can see this package.json inside our project.
Okay.
Okay, and all
Um,
packages with their actual dependencies and actual versions should be locked into the package.json. Like
okay.
let's say Angular common, Angular compiler. Let's say compiler has other dependencies, right?
Yeah.
So let's say how I can explain. Let's say mm, uh, okay, let's say application. Application has 3 to 4 sections. Let's say talking about familiar application like Facebook. You have 3 to 4 sections, like a list of post and lists of uh, users, friends, and dashboard, something like that. Now if you take a look very minutely, then inside a specific uh, section also you have some other stuff. Let's say in user like friend list you have the add, edit, delete kind of functionality, friends, all those things. So each are kind of sub mode of a main module. Okay, so
Okay.
while you refer Facebook, you can just refer, okay, these are the things is there in Facebook. Facebook has a user section, post section, and comment section, and that's it. But inside that also, each comment section has edit functionality, delete functionality, something like that. So those are kind of dependency inside some main packages. Okay, or
Okay.
a main part has multiple subparts in this way. If you try to think in this way, so a specific package and their exact dependency versions should be mentioned in the package.log.json.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
You got the difference? One is
Yes.
something which actually tells the different main packages required in your project to run. One file will gonna tell you exact version of those packages and their dependencies used in your project.
Okay.
Clear? Or I can explain once again.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Then what is AngularJSon?
Uh, I presume it is all related to Angular. I mean, the start point and source folder, all this, all the information that is required to run an Angular application.
Yeah, all the required configuration to run a Angular application. Okay, this is purely for Angular. Okay,
Yeah.
what should be the source module, what should be the first page, what should be the first CSS, all those things you can just generally all the default configuration needs to be mentioned in this file. This is Angular configuration, your Angular project configuration, not any compiler or not any package configuration is mentioned here. Project specific configuration.
Okay.
Good. Any question?
No. Till now, no.
No, till now no. Okay, now we can go to the our main src folder. I'm repeating this step just to so that you can remember. Okay. Now, there is
Okay.
as I mentioned multiple times, it's like you'll hardly gonna change this, but you need to know this. So because
Okay.
any point of time, if you are trying to understand how the flow works, how this is actually flowing in inside the application, you should know these parts very well. Once you know this, then you can correlate how things are working properly. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So here you can see, can you close the app folder, minimize?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see app, assets, environments. These are the three folders, and rest of other files available. Okay.
Okay.
App folder is something where your all the application related components will gonna stay. Will gonna come last on this app folder. But we'll go through this. What is component? What is application related component? Will gonna come. Assets means mostly assets means JavaScript, CSS, and images. Okay, remember what is assets for a specific HTML page is JavaScript, CSS, and images, which actually makes thing look much better. Let's say I think how a good example will uh, you go, I'm not sure, but let's say you go to any parlor or any salon for some kind of hair treatment or makeup or something like that. Okay. Which actually makes the things look better, or add some extra additional functionality, or add some extra uh, glow in your skin, whatever it is. So that is something is these assets also. So those assets actually change the look and feel, behavior of your application.
Okay.
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 Particularly in Angular project, assets generally refers to the images, static images required for your project. Okay. Let's say in your project, you you want to just import few images. If you want to import some you know um, good images of Ireland,
Okay.
so that means those images are statically served from the application. Okay. Angular by default is anyway JavaScript. Angular is a JS framework. It has each
Okay.
component has its own CSS. But
Okay.
if there is a common image required for the application, which is not being served from the server. Server can serve, this is a front end framework. Server can serve the URL of any other any JPEG image or a BNG image for that. But if you have static images available in your project, mostly 99.9 cases, that should be inside this assets folder. Okay.
Okay.
Make sense? What is assets and what is actually assets means in Angular project.
Yeah.
Okay, can you repeat? This is important.
Yes. Okay. It contains three parts. One is JavaScript, HTML, and images. Correct? I mean,
Sorry.
we can store JavaScript, HTML, and images are generally present in the asset folder.
No, we can store JavaScript, CSS, and images.
Oh, not
Generally,
HTML.
this is no. HTML is the markup language. What is something loaded in the browser is HTML, right?
Yeah.
Top up HTML to add any functionality, to give some makeover, to give some to add some nice logo or any image, is actually makes things look better and makes the thing more interactive. That is actually assets. So HTML is not assets. Assets is CSS, JavaScript, and images. But that is a general generally assets are uh, is. But
Okay.
assets folder inside Angular project mainly dealt with images. Okay, if you have
Okay.
any static images, logos, like let's say you have application logo which will gonna be present throughout the application, you can just statically put it there. Okay, and specify the path, you can just access that.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Then what is the difference between what is actually assets and what is assets in terms of Angular project?
Generally to change look and feel behavior of the application.
Mm-hmm.
Then import, I mean, if I have some images, to import those images or some statically served uh, things from the application, we use
Mm-hmm.
assets. It's more related to look and feel.
Right.
Okay, I would say generic one. I mean, okay, we have CSS file in our application as well, but if you want to have something generic to the total application, we use this assets.
Yeah. No, not generic. We can use generic CSS also in the applications, right?
Oh,
So
okay,
yeah, a generic CSS is present in the application. After 5 minutes, I'm gonna show you. But
okay,
images mostly try to find the difference. Only the images, statically served images, is present in this assets folder.
okay,
99.9 cases there might be something else, okay, but mostly
okay,
there might be some files also. Let's say if you want to keep like static files also, you can put it there, not images only. But that's not the real concept behind the assets. Real concept behind assets is in any Angular project is statically serves images inside this folder. Okay,
okay, okay,
right now we don't have any, so you can see it's a blank. If we expand the assets, yeah, nothing is there. Okay,
okay,
git keep is for the GitHub stuff, nothing to do with it.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
next thing is environments. Environment base is nothing but you, if as you are familiar with any programming language, there are different environments we need to maintain. Might be it is development, might be it is production, might be it is staging, beta, and all. Generally, it's like development and production. So you just have some kind of configuration with some flag. This is pretty simple. It's like environment by default environment is development. So this is, you can see production equal to false, production colon false, and in the environment prod.ts is there production equal to production colon true. That option is, and the attribute value is true. So this is a
Okay.
configuration of environment, nothing else. So based on that, you might need to do something, but you can just refer that
Uh-huh.
specific environment file.
Okay.
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 Any question? This is simple.
Uh,
There should not be any question regarding any that list.
no,
This is
I
simple attribute which will specify the environment you are. Yeah, please go ahead.
no, no. I was wondering, like, environment variables means, is it something like setting the path or?
No, it's not the environment. Now I got it. So you came from server side technologies. So server side technology, what happens? You check generally .env, which actually present inside the .env folder of any Linux system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's not like that. It is something. Let's say if you have to do something based on your specific environment. You need to decompile your code in somewhere and put it somewhere. Okay.
Okay.
Production environment. For development environment, you have to do something for that. So how are we gonna identify that? So that we can only identify if we have a flag or something like, right? If
Okay.
yes, do this. If false, don't do this. Something like that.
Okay.
Okay. Kind of constant variable, nothing else.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why you can see it's called const environment production equal to true. That is something const environment production equal to false. This is is an attribute with the value false and true defines what is the environment. So
Okay.
any other places, if you want to write something for development, you don't need a sign up. You can just check what is the current environment. You can skip the step for that environment. If it is production, you need to, if you check the production attribute value is true, then you need to redirect to the sign up page.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
Yeah, this is simple. This is nothing, nothing major is there. Okay.
Okay.
Then next file is browser lists. Yeah. So this file looks very tricky and very, complicated to understand. Not dead, 9 to 11. Okay. So what happens, any client, framework when you develop, generally you need to support different browsers. Okay.
Okay.
Different browser means a browser. Do you have any concept like how browser came into the market?
No.
No. Okay. So like in 90s, when this .com and everything came into the market, that point of time we have generally two browser. Two in the sense they have a core logic written, or you can say it is called a engine available that point of time in the market. Why it is called engine? You can compare it to is like railway engine thing. So let's say you have an express train. You're from India, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So express train. So express train some engine which is more powerful, or more different features, all those things, all those stuff. But as well as we have local train. We have that train who is to carry all those luggage and all those things. I don't know what it's called, but each one have their different engine for different. They all are running in same track, same stuff they're doing. They might have a different feature power to serve different serve the specific problem, or serve the specific work. Okay, same way that point of time also 90s, we have two. One is called Netscape. Okay, so right now, you know as you know, Microsoft, big company, they continued developing on top of the IE engine continuously. Okay, where Netscape was in open source.
Yeah.
So once Netscape, before Netscape actually, little bit, if we go back, Sun Microsystems, you heard of the company, right? Sun Microsystem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sun Microsystem created their browser to compete with a open source browser to compete with IE, Internet Explorer.
Okay.
Because that point of time, the fight was between open source versus traditional licensed software. That is
Okay.
.NET and Microsoft related technologies, and open source like Java and all those technologies. So Sun Microsystem gave the name as a hot Java. Okay. The reason is
Yeah.
Java was that point of time is already popular into the market. If they create a browser name with hot Java,
Mm-hmm.
it will be they thought like it will gonna be popular. Okay, why not and all, I don't know. That's something their business strategy. So what happens actually after that, Netscape actually took over that project. Netscape was an open source company who actually took over that running that engine project. So they run it. Netscape was the browser. Now you can't see Netscape. What happened? They actually made specific engine configuration public, and nowadays all the modern browsers like Google Chrome or Safari or Firefox actually uses that engine. Using
Okay.
that same engine, they do their own makeover, like not only makeover, I can say, kind of UI customization and all those things, and used to render pages, JavaScript, CSS images and all those stuff. So this is what a view of kind of browser. There are others. There are others also, but the most popular is these two. Okay, I think
Okay.
if you take a look also, Chrome, IE, Firefox, Safari. These are the browsers available in the market mostly. So when any client server framework you are planning to release in the market, you need to support those different engines. Okay,
Okay.
so to support that, the if like each version of the new browser or anything, they used to upgrade to add more feature, to optimize more feature. That's the main reason of any kind of new release of a browser. So what actually modern framework does is generally test their all the functionality or feature animation what is available to the last 2 or 3 version of any latest browser technology available that point of time.
Okay.
Okay, all
Okay.
stories, not just open ear, just listen all to this, all this you can get it. So that's the reason we any point of time while any client facing frameworks we are about to release, we need to let people know what are the browser we are supporting right now in this version. Okay,
Okay.
so if you look into this IE last line, okay, IE 11. So I think 11 is the edge. I don't know, I'm not much familiar with IE, but this is the latest IE version available is edge.
Oh,
Okay, so 9 to 11 of IE version is available of can use all the functionalities of AngularJS latest.
okay.
Okay, you got it.
Yes.
Okay, so that line is commented. So if you need IE support for 9 to 11, you just uncomment that file. By default, most of the functionality works. What are the browser specific stuff which you need to do for any specific user? You need to take a look and you need to just do those changes.
Okay.
Generally, in our work we're not gonna do it, but to remember, this is required for some places.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
make sense?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, so you understand the story, you understand like why it is it is mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, good. Next, Favicon IO will come later. Index.html will gonna come later. Okay, karma.config is something. This is images and all. I'll come later. Go to the karma
Okay.
config.js
Yeah.
in yes. So testing, unit testing, they have a separate framework that is you need to learn called Karma, Jasmine, Cafe, sorry, Chai, Mocha, all those different frameworks available to do front end unit testing and end to end testing. For
Okay.
that, you need to add this configuration for those different frameworks. We're not gonna touch this thing.
Okay. It's a testing framework, is it?
It's a testing framework.
Okay.
It's a complete set of new things you need to learn.
Okay.
Okay, so first thing you should learn, focus and learn what is application does, then we can come back. Okay,
Okay.
main.ts, keep it for now. Look into the polyfilter.js.
Okay. You'll teach me
Yeah,
testing as well,
so
right? Along with this application?
no, no,
No. Okay.
no.
Okay. Perfect. I need to
Okay,
take a
if it's
course for that.
required or something like that,
Hmm.
I think so. Okay, I'm not 100% sure the course structure if someone is given to you, but that is complete a long task.
Okay.
Okay, if
The
we get
testing, is
some
it?
time, I'll gonna touch it. Probably. Sorry.
Okay, sorry, sorry. Please continue.
No, no, I'm not able to hear you. You said something.
No, 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 no. I didn't say anything. Sorry. Please continue.
Okay, no problem. So that is something is a completely different framework. Not only framework, maybe 2 3 different libraries top of the framework which is being used for testing. If
Okay.
we're gonna definitely touch a few small stuff, but not the whole testing altogether.
Oh,
And
okay.
initially it's difficult to learn unless you are good at, unless you are comfortable at the Angular at least development part.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that should be the approach. Even I highly encourage you, go for it right now. At least do some application by yourself, get familiar, do something and get some confidence, and then you can let me know. I can help you to understand what is this. It will be easy at that point of time.
Okay.
Okay. So next, main.ts, we skip it for now. Polyfill.ts is something. So for all the different browser support, what I was talking you, okay, there is a
Yeah.
library called Polyfill. Okay, so that library actually used in Angular to support all the different browser compatibility. Okay, so what
Okay.
Polyfill.ts does is nothing but it helps Angular to support all the different browsers available into the market.
Okay.
Okay, next thing, styles.scss.
Okay.
Click on that. Okay, so this is the global style file used for Angular. Okay,
Okay.
if you now open the angular.json file also, below angular.json file, yes, open it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so as I told you, this file is actually responsible to define all the default initial files, configuration, and all those things. Okay, so if you
Okay.
take a look into line number 30, right,
Yeah.
exactly. So default style, default application specific style, the blue navigation bar in top of Facebook, which is fixed no matter what page you are in. Okay,
Okay.
that kind of global CSS file should be present inside the styles.scss. If you need
Okay.
more, files, you can add add comma separated files also, not a problem.
Okay. Here.
Okay, here, right. So no, not like that. Give a comma
Okay.
after the yeah, no, close it.
Okay.
After this one comma,
Oh, okay. 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 Got it.
yeah, comma,
Okay.
enter, and yeah, is the file name what you need. So you can just do that. Dot
Okay.
scss, yeah,
Yeah.
the file needs to be present, otherwise it will throw error.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so we're gonna do that. Not a problem. We'll add a file and we'll test. Okay,
okay.
but this is from there is no magic. Now you understand. Okay,
Yeah.
it is mentioned somewhere. That's why style.css is the default global CSS for the application by default.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now test.ts is also the testing framework. We can skip it for now.
Okay.
Okay. So next thing is, see, ts.json, tsconfig app.json, and tsconfig specs.json. Okay, specs is anything dot specs or test is something testing related to testing framework. We're not gonna touch it as of now. Okay, but
Okay.
tslint and tsconfig dot app.json, if you take a close look in the below also, we have this tslint.json or tsconfig.json.
Okay.
This is tsconfig app.json. Name is bit different, but like if you open both the files, you'll see mostly it is using the same file. If you take a look,
Yeah.
the extent tsconfig.json, actually it is doing that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, general question: why we need the same things two times? Correct?
Yeah, I presume this is more related to the application for Angular.
Yes, but that is also related to the Angular application.
Mm,
Any thoughts? Why or what could be the scenarios?
not sure. No.
Not sure.
Here I
No
see
problem. No
node
problem.
modules, but yeah, I don't see anything related to node here.
We are loading the whole file here, so everything is available there.
Okay.
So tsconfig, if you look into the line number 2, we are loading the tsconfig JSON. That means everything whatever there in the tsconfig is there. Top of it, we are adding some extra,
Ah, okay.
right?
So it extends tsconfig.json. Okay.
Yes. Now, why? What's the reason? We can directly use config.json directly and add the compiler options there,
Maybe I can have
right?
more than one project.
Right. So what happens? If you look into, if you ever open your Gmail, so you're gonna see what is like mail.google.com. If you
Yeah.
open the Blogger, so blogger.google.com.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you open let's say something that drive, the drive.google.com. Okay.
Mhm.
This kind of applications are called multi-tenant applications.
Okay.
Okay. Multi-tenant means very simple. Let's say you have a house. Okay.
Yeah.
Your house has you have a three-story building. Okay, three floors are available. So your house, everything is fine. In your house, there are three tenant.
Okay.
Excuse me. So you have three tenants.
Yeah.
So that is something, but address is same, right? The address of this house is only one, but floors are different. There might be water pipes, there might be drainage system, might be the parking, and all those things are might be in the same, but the floors are different. So this is called multi-tenant. So have you ever developed any multi-tenant application
Multi-tenant, yes. In
using
Java,
Java?
yes. Yeah.
Okay, did that. So same way in Angular also you can do multi-tenant application.
Okay.
So generally, any multi-tenant application might have, generally we have single sign-on process. Okay, once you signed in, we can use the same sign-in for different tenant also. Okay,
Okay.
so you might have the same way, like you might have a one single gate where you can swipe and enter, but after once you enter, you can go to any floor. So something like that. So those kind of multi-tenant application you can do using Angular also. While we have multiple application inside a source folder, each
Okay.
application might have a different configuration than the default configuration.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that point of time, this kind of configuration is helpful. So we have a default
Okay.
configuration, tsconfig.json, but if we need to load, uh, if we need any project specific configuration for our specific app, then you have to just do the changes inside this tsconfig.app.json for that specific app.
Okay.
Got my point?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now we skipped couple of things. This is same also, same thing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we
Yes.
skip two files. One is index.js.
Yeah.
No, yeah, index.js, and next thing is main.ts.
Yeah.
Okay. Index. Okay. Now look at this. Index.js is the first index file which is actually loaded in your application. How do you know that? Am I that I'm saying right thing or wrong thing? This is the first file. How you can
Uh,
verify?
yes, if I go to here, I saw somewhere. Here, index.json is the first file inside the src folder.
Exactly. Very great. Very good. Very good. Okay. So this is the file mentioned in the configuration. While loading the application, it will gonna take the file and this is gonna run. What is app root and all? We're gonna come back again.
Okay.
Okay. Then
Okay.
another file is there, main.ts. Can you open?
Yeah.
So main.ts is actually the file which runs fast time to load all the dependent modules, everything required for a specific application.
Okay.
Okay. So main.ts is the main file, you can say, which actually bootstrap any application and run that particular application, to to run that particular application to that specific environment and mode, show the logs, required files, what needs to be loaded, all those things needs to be present there. Okay,
Okay.
we're gonna come back and see each importance of this line number 1 to 5, okay, shortly.
Okay.
Okay, but and also as I said, main.ts is the first file. You can say you can go to the angular.json and refer to that file.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Here. Okay.
Yeah. So that is the main file. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the file which needs to be loaded first while you are loading the application.
Okay.
Same way, this is the file index.html is the first file which needs to be loaded while we are loading the application.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Spend a minute, take a look, let me know, if you have any question, concern, whatever we have discussed, then we'll go inside the app folder. Okay, just try to rethink what we have discussed and quickly you can go, just double check.
Yeah, I think I'm fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Shall we proceed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We can.
Okay. All right. So if you go to the app folder now, okay, now keep this folder open and open the main.ts file once again.
Okay.
Okay. So if you look into the first two lines, okay, Angular core and platform browser dynamic, these are the core libraries. What is written there, I don't know. Okay. But these are the core libraries required to load load and run the application of Angular. Okay, what is written I know, but yeah, think I don't know. We're gonna
Okay.
I'll gonna little bit explain probably end of the course, like what is this library actually looks like.
Yeah. This one.
But these are the libraries. Sorry,
This one is it? Which one you're talking about?
both the two things, core and browser dynamic. These are
Okay.
the
Two
these are
libraries. Okay.
from, yes, these are the two classes which we are loading from these two libraries, which is
Okay.
actually inbuilt. We are not doing anything. We can't modify okay.
Okay.
Those are inbuilt
Okay.
libraries, Java has inbuilt libraries. We generally don't go and modify those stuff. Okay,
Okay.
same thing.
Okay.
Here also these are the inbuilt libraries, which is you need to run the application. But if you take a look into line number 4, we are loading something inside the application. App module from app folder and app.module.ts file. TS is something is you always need. That's why Angular what it does actually it omit the TS part.
Okay.
Okay. So anytime you are importing any module, you just need to mention up to the module name. No need to mention the
Okay.
TS. Okay. If you are, I think in Angular, I think it was 2 until 4 also. We generally we are mentioning that .ts extension that time. Okay.
Till Angular 2, is it?
I, I think 4 also, right? I couldn't remember. Just
Okay.
just I need to double check. But Angular 2, I'm pretty sure it was there while I was doing that. But Angular
Okay.
4 also, I think it was there, like .ts. You need to mention.
Okay.
But
Okay.
right now it's not required. Okay, you no need to mention any .ts file. By default, everything is .ts. I mean everything is TypeScripts. All the imported modules. Okay,
Okay.
so line number 4 is very important. Something we are loading inside the application, which you can direct app.module.ts inside that folder. Can you open that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, first two lines, two code libraries. Okay. This is nothing in our hand. We haven't wrote any code for this, and this is the Angular libraries which is required to create. Run any module. One
Okay.
is browser, platform browser. What is core? What each of them does? We can discuss later. It's not important right now.
Okay.
Okay. But fourth line and fifth line is very important. Fourth line we're gonna come back later, but look at the fifth line first.
Okay.
Okay, what we are doing actually, we are loading a component,
Okay.
app.component. Where it is there? In the same folder. If you take a look, the path dot slash app component. Right.
Okay.
Okay. So always remember everything, each and every functionality of any Angular project is nothing but a component. Okay.
Okay.
So let's say you have a login page, you need login component. You have a user details page, user detail component. You have a dashboard page, you need dashboard component. Everything is a component. Component. Nothing else.
Okay.
Okay. And the first component, or you can say the default component, what application has is called app component.
Okay.
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 Now go to the app component first. What actually component is? Okay. So just I'll come back to the definition later, but take a look what it actually does. Inside the component we have three things: a selector, a template URL, and a styles. So selector means the name of the component. Selector means what?
Name of the component.
Right, it should always be unique throughout the
Okay.
application. Okay.
Okay.
You can imagine like a class of student, like in a class there are different students. They might have they are might have same marks, they might have same intelligence, everything, but they always have different roll number to
Okay.
identify each one of them. Okay, so selector is nothing but a unique uh, identification string for each component.
Okay.
Make sense? So what is selector?
Yeah.
What is selector?
It's just a name of the component on which the component is loaded. It's a unique name.
Unique name of the specific component. Okay, and then there is a template URL.
But
So
it is
what?
app root. Here
Yes.
it's only a
App is the folder.
okay. And okay,
Okay.
this name, how will it identify this is the app root?
Right, right. It will come back. It will gonna show how it gonna understand how it in which folder and how what is should be the name and all. Okay.
Okay, okay,
So this is the selector. Next thing is template URL and styles URL. Template URL means whatever functionality will gonna develop inside this app component.ts or the this on this component. What is my target HTML? Where I'll gonna show the data, manipulated data.
okay,
Okay. So
okay,
to show the data, we need a HTML page, right? So
okay,
that HTML page is app.component.html.
okay.
Make sense?
Yeah,
And there is another styles. If you have to do any kind of makeover, where are we gonna do that? For this specific component. That is the component that specific app.component.scss.
okay,
Okay. Everything is present inside this folder.
okay,
Okay. Now, as you have asked, that how it will gonna understand what is the selector, uh, and how it will gonna load inside this app folder and all. Okay. Now go back to the index.html once again.
yeah,
Okay. Look at line number 12. I think
okay,
rest of the things are familiar with you, but line
yeah,
number 12 is new, right?
yeah,
Okay. So any kind of component selector needs to be specified in this specific format to this page. Okay. We'll show how, like if we change it, how we can crash the browser on all those changes. Okay. But
okay,
just to take a look, this is the same name present in that app component.ts. This is the exact same name. So what exactly happens when you specify that specific root, component name? Actually, Angular will look for this specific component. Okay.
okay,
And they find what is the specific component. Once they find a specific component, they got three things. One is the what is the JavaScripts and functionality available to this, what is the
okay,
CSS available to that, and what is the HTML file to that.
okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So this is how the structure flows.
Okay.
Okay. Now if you run your application once, it will be now we can do some stuff and we can make things easier. Otherwise we are talking too much, speaking too much.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
if ng serve, correct?
I Is it your the no, this is the project.
Yes.
I think we created the project ng6 hyphen project or something like that.
Oops, sorry, sorry, sorry. Yeah, this is something else. I don't download it to test.
Right.
Sorry. Yes, you're right.
Okay, okay, okay. That's not a problem.
CV proj, proj.
ng6. No,
Yeah.
no. Can you do ls or something ng6 or something? Yeah, ng6 under cd ng6 and that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, ng serve. You can copy paste localhost 4200.
Okay. Cool.
This is coming. Okay. Now you might wonder from where this data comes. welcome to ng6 project and all. Okay, now we're gonna go back and look into the each of the stuff. If you go to the your editor, okay,
Component. Okay.
now go to the first go to the app component.html file.
Okay.
HTML file,
Oh, HTML file. Okay.
app.component, yes. Okay, okay, this is the page is getting loaded.
Okay.
How it is getting loaded? First, it is actually, we are actually trying to, from the index.html, we are trying to load the app root component. When we are trying to load the app root component, it actually goes to app.component.ts file.
Okay.
When it goes to app.component.ts file, it checks what is the HTML for that, what is the specific CSS file for that. Okay, if you remove everything except line number 21, remove everything,
Okay.
save it.
I saved. Oh, it auto refresh.
See,
Okay.
nothing is there. No, no, no.
Okay.
Automatically will get refreshed.
Okay.
So you remove everything. That's why there is nothing showing. Okay. Okay. Now, just let's say like this.
Yeah.
And type. No, 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 no. Remove it. We don't need anything.
Don't need
Completely
anything.
remove except like we don't need anything.
Okay.
And okay, type this whatever I typed in the browser. Sorry, in a chat window. Copy.
Yeah.
Open the editor.
This is the one. Okay. I will.
Okay. Paste it.
Yeah.
Save it. Go to the app component.ts file. Go to the app component.ts file.
App component.ts. Okay.
Yeah. So can you see that there is a variable
Variable.
defined as ng6 project?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we are actually doing, if you now go back to the browser, you can close this link. It's not required anymore.
Close.
Close this ts lint file, the third tab. Go to the browser.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, okay. This file. Okay.
Yeah, it's not required. Go back. You pasted something wrong.
Okay.
Go to the app component.html.
Yeah.
App component.html. Save it. I saved it.
I did.
Okay. Go back to the browser.
Ah, okay. It's
Yeah.
coming now.
Can you see this?
I did not
Yeah.
save last time.
ng6 project. Yeah, I know. So there is something ng6.project. Where this ng6.project came? It came through the variable named as title, which is defined into the component.
Okay.
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 Which component? Right. Now try to define 3-4 variables and display into
Okay.
the. Semicolon, don't semicolon.
Sorry.
Don't miss the semicolon.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Allow after that semicolon is required. Exact.
One strength.
Save it.
Ah, I saved it.
Okay. String 1, string 2, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now things, things are, quite easier to understand.
Yeah.
Okay. So component, from component to HTML, whatever logic is there, whatever variables available inside the component. Okay. If you try to print those variable inside the HTML, then you can do that. Okay. How to print that? Okay. Now go back to the component.html file.
Okay.
Okay. So this double curly braces, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
actually required. This is the syntax. Okay. This is something Angular is defined for us. That anything, anytime you need, one second. Anytime you need a kind of string interpolation,
Mm-hmm.
you provide the specific variable inside the two double curly braces.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, like we have tested how the HTML works. Now we're going to test how the C works. Okay. Now all these three variables, just wrap it inside a div.
Okay.
Div, yeah. Give the div as a class, any class.
Syntax is correct.
No,
Class.
no, 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 no. Class should be later after div.
Class.
Okay. Give a name. Let's say put your name also. Anu. No problem. Application. Okay.
Okay.
Save it. Okay. So
Yeah.
classes are nothing but, are you familiar with CSS?
Sorry. Your voice got broke.
Are you familiar? Yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry. I'm asking. Are you familiar with writing CSS?
No. This is what I was looking from you.
Okay. CSS is actually a different topic. Angular is not for CSS, to be honest.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're gonna do actually, while we are running this course, we can do some basic stuff. But if you are looking for proper CSS learning, then you have to go through a lot of things. Okay, I can provide you the references. You can go through it. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So any HTML element has its own selector. So one
Okay.
of the selector is called class. There is
Okay.
ID, there is data, there is a lot of other things also. So if you copy this application, just copy this variable application which is defined.
Okay.
Okay, this is called name of the class. Okay,
Okay.
so it is defined here. Now go back to the app component.scss.
Okay.
So put dot, paste the copy paste, control V.
Yeah.
Yeah, and add two curly braces.
Curly braces, is it? Okay.
Yes, yeah. Put enter.
Sorry.
Put a enter in between them.
Oh.
Enter. No, no, no. I'm
Oh.
hit
Okay.
enter.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay. Put background color.
Okay.
Background color. It is coming automatically prompting. Yeah. Background color. Okay. Equal to red.
Red.
Semicolon. Yeah. Semicolon.
Okay.
A semicolon. Yeah. Save it.
Okay.
Okay. Now go back to the browser.
Browser. Oh.
See.
Okay.
Background will become red.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the beauty of CSS.
Okay.
Can do whatever make it's like kind of the beauty parlor.
You
Okay.
go with some thing and will come back with something different. So that's how it works. So CSS is only makeover. How this is working, that like for Angular you need to understand how this works. How this works is, this is the part. You
Okay.
have the HTML page. Okay, you have added a CSS selector, and from the CSS selector you get the specific class and add specific CSS property on top of this class, and that CSS property automatically will gonna be reflected in the front end. That is something happening.
Okay.
You can see. Okay.
Okay.
Now you're like able to correlate or able to understand how this component
Yes.
and everything is working, different
Yes.
parts. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, today's up to this much, but we're gonna spend some more time to just review it, go through it, so that it is most important. Once you understand this, rest of the
Mm-hmm.
stuff are nothing. Okay.
Okay. Hello. Your voice is breaking in between now.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. It's okay, but only sometimes maybe the internet is little slow.
Yeah. Might be. Sometimes it breaks.
Yeah.
If it's a problem, always ping me in the chat.
Okay. Hello. Hello. You there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm saying just go through it, whatever we discussed. Try to correlate and understand, and let me know if you have any question or confusion.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Yes, I had this question. I understood that it is coming to the app component module. From where is this app module is getting loaded?
Where is this app module is getting loaded?
Like from this file, from I believe, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
from this file, I saw that it is calling app module. I mean, uh, this is the file here. App root.
Yeah,
Select this
app
app root.
component.
Where is this
This is
app
the
module?
component. Okay, so that is how the main.ts. If you go to the main.ts or main file,
Okay. Okay. Oh,
so
okay. It's here.
look at
Okay.
this line number 4.
Yeah. Okay. This is the
Okay,
first file.
so if
That.
yeah, that's right. So if you look at number 11 mentioned here, platform
Uh,
browser dynamic dot bootstrap
yeah.
module.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means bootstrap is bootstrap, something you need to boot it from the beginning. So
Okay.
just boot this app module from the beginning. That is something it is trying to say.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Perfect.
good.
Yeah.
All right, any other question?
No.
No, go
No.
through it, go through a little bit. I'm still ask you to do it. Okay, now okay, just while going through it, okay, like how the selector works. Do one thing, okay, change the selector name. Change the selector name to approot1. Yeah, approot1 or something like that. Approot is there,
Okay.
put a 1 or something like that. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, save it,
Yeah.
open the browser. See, if you open the browser console, like inspect element, uh,
Uh, More tools.
yeah,
Developer tools.
inspect, no, developer tools, yes. Okay, if you go to console, there are 10 lines after that
Yeah.
console, very top, very top. Now close this.
Close.
Yeah, there's a cross
Sorry.
button. There's a cross button.
This
Right
one?
side, there's a cross button. Yeah, cross it.
Okay.
Okay. Now go to the console. From the top element, there is a console.
Yeah.
Beside that console, yeah, this is called browser console. Okay.
Okay.
Now see what is showing. There is an error. App root one did not match to any element by default render something something something. Okay.
Yeah.
App root one didn't match to any element. So this is a bug. Okay.
Okay.
If that name doesn't match what you find, it will gonna throw an error.
Okay.
Okay. Go back and change it again to app root. Save it.
Yeah.
Go back. See, it's back.
Okay.
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 So
Yeah.
you are now you understand what is the importance of the selector. Selector names are very important. It should
Okay.
always be unique. It should always be properly defined. There, if there is anything wrong on that, selector name definition, things will gonna break. The whole component stuff will gonna break. Okay.
Okay.
And this
Okay.
app hyphen root, this is a convention. Okay. So every language has a Java. How is to define the class name? Camel case.
Yeah.
Right. Same way, to give the selector name, it is with the hyphen. App root, let's say sidebar, let's say nav bar, let's say user delete, all these things. Okay. All these
Okay.
things are hyphen. It will gonna again break. But if both are
If I
same,
keep
then
the
it will
same.
gonna work. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that will gonna work. That's a good idea. Okay,
Okay.
save it.
Ah, it's working. Okay.
See, it's working. Okay. If any
Okay.
of them is wrong, it will gonna break.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So today we discussed, REST folder structure mostly inside, and we discussed how application loads and how the configuration of a specific application works, and how the variable we can display into the project, how we can change their look and feel, which is also important stuff, how it is actually rendered in the HTML page with the interpolation, or you can say with inside curly braces we are pasting the variable name and it is loading.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so good up to this.
Yes. I don't know whether they told you
Okay.
or not. I am joining a new job on 24th. So is it possible to complete the course in these 3 weeks?
I
I'm
okay.
or it will be
So
tight.
yeah, right. Like whom you have discussed, just to
I forgot her name. Swarna Gauri or